Your cam shows muted. Okay.
Yes, my mic is muted because it's a little bit noisy where I am.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's fine.
Yeah.
So we are live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to uh, our show today. But we'll leave that for Mr. Chidi to introduce the show to us. Over to you, Mr. Chidi.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris. It's a pleasure again, especially this new year, to come here live and with a very vibrant discussion with everyone. The whole idea is to get as many people as possible in. So first off is a happy new year to everyone who's listening or who's tuned in or who's watching us. I hope so far so good. We have a lot of people here, a lot of big people with me. I'm so humbled. People who I've heard the comments or I've read the comments and controversial comments, and really enjoy their threads. So with us today is Chris, obviously, who's spoken first, and Hillary from South Africa, though she lives here in Germany.
Sunny Bonani.
So also happy to have Soya, the chief commenter, like she comes in heavy.
Hello from Frankfurt, but now I'm in Freiburg.
Awesome. I think that would be a good thing. Like if I introduce you, tell us where you are. So we also have Christy.
Hey,
Christy.
I'm in Vinweiler. It's a village,
Okay.
but it's close to the closest city is Kaiserslautern. The football city.
Right. Awesome. And we have lovely Eno. Come on. And I think your mic is mute.
Your mic is mute.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, go on then. Go on, Eno.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I said I'm in Freiburg. Like so.
Okay.
We just ate suya right now. We just ate suya together.
Really?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And we also have Raymond here as well. So Raymond, tell us where you are.
Your mic is muted, Raymond.
Your mic is muted.
Sorry. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. I'm from Bayern.
Okay. Awesome.
Oh, I'm a buyer too.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
That's good. And
Yeah, I'm in Augsburg, Bobbingen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Awesome.
I'm in Berchtesgadener, close to Austria.
Oh, okay. By the border. I know it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
at the border, yeah.
Okay, so Brazil, where are you from? Or where are you talking to us from? Or where are you?
Okay. Right now I'm in but I live in
Another buyer.
Baden-Württemberg. I live in Baden-Württemberg, Württemberg am Neckar.
Okay.
I'm just here to celebrate Christmas and New Year.
Yeah. Awesome. Very nice to have you here. Chris, you didn't tell us where you were
Thank
talking from, so let us know where you are. Chris.
Okay. I'm Chris. I'm talking from Stuttgart.
Keep it quiet, okay? That's nice. So, guys, it's a pleasure having you guys here to discuss this. Once again, Happy New Year. I hope you had in spite of the odds, I hope you had a beautiful Christmas with the family. For those of our family, our friends here, and yes. So, as you all know, if you're watching us, we'll be talking about the year just passed, 2020, and we'll be reflecting on that year. And also, we hope to talk about what our expectations are for this year, 2021. I was listening to CNN today, and they had a huge caption, and it said, "A year that most people would want to forget."
That's true.
And it sort of like struck me, and I thought about what are the things that I would say will be the highlights for 2021. And all I kept thinking about was negativities. you know, and which was horrible. So, Hillary, would you be one of those people that would say that 2020 was a year to forget?
For me, I beg to differ. It was actually for me a quite a interesting year. It was challenging financially
Yeah.
because we bought our first tickets with South African Airways, which, if you listen to the news, they have gone down. South Africa has bailed them with 20 billion rand, but it seems to be going to the directors. So we lost 2 tickets. I was going to travel with hubby, but he didn't come this time because he's got a German passport. I have both. Not a German passport, but I'm a German resident and a South African, you know.
Citizen.
So yeah, it was challenging. I lost my
Yeah.
contract. I work. I don't know if you guys heard of MBDA, where they
Oh yeah,
make
we did. Yeah.
for NATO. Yeah, so everybody's in home office. I cannot do seminars in house. So yeah, that was the financial challenge. But in another way, on a more personal level, it was my first year coming out as an atheist. I've been an atheist for a while.
Okay.
So it was my first year coming out, and
Yeah.
it was actually great because I found that I've dealt with 2020 in a more positive way
Yeah.
now that I'm an atheist than I would have when I was a Christian. I did crazy things. I bought this house I'm sitting in cash through a stranger who was a
Congratulations.
nerd doing all the things
Congrats.
during the lockdown. So,
Yeah.
you know, it just taught me, you know, this is it. You gotta learn to live. What do you want to
Yeah.
do and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was a positive I had in my life. The fact that I
Yeah.
could buy this house, trust somebody I don't know, showed me that there are good people out there, you know.
Yeah.
Unlike that notion when I was a Christian, is like, don't trust anyone in the world. You know, I actually and joining this group as well, because it actually just broadened my horizon to say,
Yeah.
I feel religion was putting you in a box. You just meet with people in your groups, and you are so limited in your growth, you know.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So obviously you are one of the few that has had a beautiful story to tell about the year just passed. But you know, a lot of us out there have been impacted by this year in one way or the other.
No, I have been impacted, like I said. I mean, it's sadly, like I said, financially it was sad.
Yeah.
And the fact
Yeah.
I had saved, I mean, I have worked for a while in South Africa, in the UK before moving to Germany.
Right. Okay.
But it, you know, thanks to the saving, and maybe hence I thought, let me use them wisely, because we are living in such an unpredictable world. Tomorrow, this money could have been worthless, you know.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
Yeah, so there were those fears as well, and also coming out has cost me a lot of relationships with families as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Which was the painful part of it during this time of the year. You know?
Okay. Oh, that's always what life is all about. Life has its facets, you know. Christy, would you? Has obviously we've gone through a phase, at least here in Germany, this later part of the year, we had this sudden, if I can say that, sudden hard lockdown. Has that impacted you in any way? Christy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I was saying, like, in terms of the impact of the lockdown.
I heard the question, just that I didn't know it was forwarded.
Okay, for you. Yeah, it was for you.
Yeah. Yes, of course. Because I have a cosmetic studio, and we all know that one of the industries hit so much is the cosmetic industry, as in cosmetic studios, and yeah, it has affected me financially, but we're in Germany, so somehow the government, the state works, you know.
Yeah.
So even though we are not able to get exactly what we should have gotten, but we are taken care of, and then I will not say this year was a bad year for me, because no, it was a good year, I must say, because there are a lot of stuff that I've been going through for some time, that I thought will never end. Yeah. And I was able to put everything to an end this year. You understand me? I was joking with my friend. I was kind of saying like, I think this stay at home or this lockdown actually favored me, because if there were no lockdown, there are a lot of things I would have wanted to do, like travel, and doing other stuff that people do, go out in the mall, do shopping and all that. And this costs money, you know. So and this year is a year that I really pumped all my finance into something else. And I was shocked, you know. So if there were no corona, I would have had the impact more, because everyone would have been like traveling and shopping, and I would be like be at home, you understand? So but anyways, I'm not saying like everyone should like be like me, or I'm happy because everyone is the same boat, but we're talking personally right now. Personally, it
wasn't bad for you.
It actually favored me, and I was able to achieve my goal that I've been fighting for so many years. And I'm good, and we are healthy, kids are healthy.
That's the most important thing. You know, like as you said, I think we are quite lucky to be in a country like Germany that has to some extent subsidized and try to make sure that people don't, you know, get a full impact of this situation. But that brings my mind to people who are on the front line. So people like Eno here, people like Soya, we know that you guys are the heroes of the situation. You know, you're the guys who are on the front line, making sure that people still get, people are still, you know, served, like, you know, medically. People are, you know, you are literally putting your life on the line. So I'll probably go to Soya first, then I'll come to Eno. How has it been? Oh, she is gone. Okay, Eno, that's for you. Being on the front line, what's been the biggest challenge you've had this last year? Eno?
Eno, mute yourself.
Maybe I don't know. It's like it's blocked, something like that.
Eno?
Yeah, she looks frozen.
I think it's frozen. Okay. Yeah. All right. Having said that, and we've also lost Soya as well. She's gone as well. So
the medical practitioners.
Yeah, we'll get. I think
they just got paged.
But we'll get back to them. We'll get back to them. So, okay, I think she's rebooting her systems. Yeah, no, but she is. Okay, we've lost her, I think. Okay, that's all right. Raymond, what's your take about this last year? What has been the biggest thing you've missed? If you've missed one thing, just one thing, what would it have been?
If I've missed one thing, what would it have been? Is that what you said?
Yeah, last year. This past year.
Actually, I wouldn't want to lie. I missed the opportunity to take my kids out and spend much time with them, you know. To have enough time with my kids. I will talk to you later, please. I'm online. I missed the opportunity to take my kids out and spend much time with them and have fun. Last year was a very tough year for me. It has been rough. It was rough, not as it was rough for me, but actually I'm gonna give thanks to them. I came through and I found myself in this.
Nice. Nice to hear from you. So, Eno, we just asked the question. I don't know. Can you hear me now, Eno?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
welcome back.
Welcome back. So, Eno, we're talking about people like yourself who are on the front line, making sure that health is served. You know, risking your lives every day, going to work. You know, yourself in the line of being contaminated, to say so. So, how has it been for you? What sort of challenges have you seen or have you had, you know, being in this position? Oh, you're here. So
yeah, I'm back because I don't know what happened. I just left it.
Okay, sorry. So I'll just reverse the question. So because it's actually for you. So yeah, this is for you, and you know. So the question was, because we know that two of you are medical practitioners, so we are very proud of you, people like yourselves who are every day on the front line, you know, risking your lives and just to do your work. the question in my mind has always been, when you look at the job you do, what are the biggest challenges you have as a person, then as a professional? What has been your challenges dealing with this situation? You know?
Yeah. As for me, my most challenges, I will actually say, one is I have never been afraid of seeing people die before.
Wow.
But Corona changed the whole situation, no?
Yeah.
Then, another thing was the fear, fear, like you said, fear of being contaminated.
Yeah.
Going to work every day, despite the fact that you have this, what do they call it?
PPEs and stuff.
And suit that you have to wear from head to toe.
Yeah.
At the same time, you don't feel secured, You are afraid that despite the mask, despite the whole factor you're putting on, even with the shoe, that at the end of the day, you might still get the sickness out of from work to your house, Especially if you're living with people at home, children. The fear was just, or let me say, it's still there, very big.
So literally, it is every day is a challenge, basically going to work.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think about that? Is it your opinion?
Actually, can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can clearly.
Okay. Actually, Sister Eno, she's my senior in nursing. I'm 10 years. I'm only 10 years in this nursing business, and she knew that I've started with palliative palliative care.
Okay.
So I have been for the past 10 years. I have worked with only children, old people, middle ages with death. Death that has had a cause of cancer. I have really worked with the Kinder Hospice, the normal hospice. So I have really seen not less than 4 deaths in a week. So death is no longer something I see, because something must, at the end of the day, kill a man.
Yeah.
Even if it is not coronavirus, it has to be something from whatever we talk about.
Yeah.
And coming to this coronavirus pandemic of a thing, it is really something that scared me for the first time, because I know I have been seeing so many deaths but sometimes I think, because I have a child, let me just use the word as a lone mama, and living in this wilderness with no family.
Yeah.
So it is the first time death has shook my heart. And with this, I really thought about it. And I fear really reigned in my heart. And I said, oh, if something happened to me now, what happens to my child? Because Africa and here. Okay, no problem. The parents live, the grandmothers live here. But what I'm trying to say here is that when you work with cancer patients, these are the high risk patients you are saying. So you have to, first of all, protect yourself from the people you meet outside, and then you don't bring them anything that will risk. Of course, they are dying. They are in their last stages of the sicknesses. But then you don't also being careless outside, so that you don't bring them anything that will speed up the death process. The seven process. For me, with this virus, coronavirus or whatever, I will not say the first time it happened, of course, as I already said, that I thought about my family. But now I have given my life to everything, because something must kill a man, but I protect myself and I try to educate people around me to protect themselves. So that's all.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for that contribution. So we really do appreciate it, especially from the perspective of a health practitioner. And Brazil, I'm just going to come to you now and just ask you, socially speaking, because obviously you're a young person, so I feel it is important that I address this question to you. As a young person, socially speaking, has there been any changes in the way you lead your social life? Given the situation, what has happened, has it in any way impacted your life socially?
Yeah, of course. The coronavirus has affected, I think, everybody's life, negatively. I know only of Jeff Bezos that is getting richer. But I think everybody else is affecting everybody else's life very negatively. In the social life, I can say, I miss a lot of things. I used to do a lot of things. You don't do it anymore. I'm someone who is social, who like friends, talking, but the gathering, I don't have it anymore. And I miss getting into the supermarket free without any mask. I miss talking to people. I miss gathering without the mask on my nose. That always makes me makes it very hard for me to breathe. But I think it's for everybody. It has affected everybody and changed many aspects of our lives. It has been really, really hard, but we're still striving. We're soldiers.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Chris. Obviously, that's been the process of the way we live our lives. But what I want to say to you, how easy was it for you to adapt to the new way of living now? How easy was it for you to take the situation or what we need to do to be normal, or what is the new normal? How easy has it been for you to adapt with it?
That's for me.
Oh,
Chris.
Yes, Chris.
Oh, me. Okay. For me, from the beginning, it wasn't an easy thing. Yeah, it wasn't easy for me at all. But sorry, can you please mute your mic so we can? Because I think
maybe it's true.
Some noise from your background. All right, don't worry. Let me just do that. Okay, fine. Thank you. So initially, when the idea of you have to start using face masks to protect yourself came, I tried it the first day. I was like, wow, I can't breathe. So it wasn't really an easy thing. Taking the normal life, and normally we go out and we forget that we are supposed to use face mask. It takes some time before in fact, I will get to where I'm going and I'll remember I was supposed to take this. I have to go back and get it. So it takes me so much time to remember that, okay, this thing, you have to take this thing along with yourself, like your cell phone, In fact, this thing has to come first. Just like, in fact, as you're dressing, this is part of what you wear. But it takes me so much time to adapt. It wasn't really easy for me. The first day I used face mask, I have to breathe halfway and breathe back. I can't breathe down. So it was really, really hell for me to cope. So even now, I'm still trying to adjust anyway. It's not like I'm used to it. No, I'm still trying to adjust. So I've seen cases where people come down from the bus or train. It's more like they are waiting for the train to stop. Immediately they come down, just pull it off, just take it down. So it means that I'm not the only one. Everyone feels the same way. They can't breathe. So that is so that's how it is for me to initially when it started. But we are still getting used to it.
We will get used to it. Again, yes, how are you?
I'm fine. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hi.
I think most of us know that Ehans is a very valuable person in the group. When we normally do this weekly spotlights on countries, different countries in Africa. So Ehans is the one that takes care of our food. She knows, she has this thing for food. So
yeah.
having said that, Ehans, as a mother,
Yes.
how do you has it affected the family unit? Has the way of the new normal way of living now, has it affected life or normal, the normal things we'll do in the family? Has it had any impact on the kids and the family, even the way we relate to our partners, our husbands or wives, spouses? Has it changed anything?
Yes, it has done that a little bit. The reason why I say a little bit is because my kids are still young, so they don't have to wear the face mask, Of course, maybe when we are going outside, like maybe the kids want to play, thank God we can still go to the playing ground, then they can go out. But there are also some places like they would like to go, maybe like going to the shopping center. Most times I don't like to take them there because it's too crowded with people, so we still have to be careful, even if they are not wearing the mask, So I just I'm really extra careful because of that,
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. So we're going to go to some questions. We have a lot of questions here. We will take one from. Okay, I think people are talking about, because you've saved. Let me just read one question. Okay, so do we now spend money? This is from Osas, my message. She's asking, do we now spend more money buying online? Because Christy mentioned that we've saved money from this pandemic, but in one way or the other, we still spend that money though online because, from my apartment, I can literally see. Literally every 15 minutes, I can see the Amazon or the DHL people moving in and moving out. So people are still spending this money anyway. And there's this thing about compulsive buying, like when you're bored at home and you're like, God, what do I do? Then in front of the computer and it's okay, you see, this shoe or this refrigerator. Personally, over the past couple of months, I said, okay, I looked at in fact, we have this washing machine. It's still brown. It's still not too old. It's about a year old, but it just packed off. So okay, whatever. I'm buying a new one. And I thought I could actually have fixed it. It was a very easy thing. But I think it was more of the thing of going out or just buying something. So the point is, yes, we're saving money. We're not going out for lunch, for dinner with friends or with the family. But aren't we still spending that money anyway? Hillary.
Yeah, for me, it's different. I had to spend money to furnish the new property. And as you know, in Africa, I was only lucky. I got one housewarming present so far.
Yeah.
And it was nice, people don't do that. They expect you to make a party, but they don't.
You should have invited. Okay, maybe you have to do a repeat housewarming party when you come back and invite all of us.
But the thing is, yes, I find that you buy more because when you go to Amazon to buy one thing, you tend to think, does it really make sense to just put €9 on the credit card? So then you start putting other stuff on.
I think when we're talking about buying, compulsively and online, Christy smiled. So it was that guilt smile. So, Christy, what have you been spending more money on recently?
Tell us.
You sound like I've been spending. So what is it that you've been spending so much?
It is like this. If you're not working and you are bored, for a woman, what's the next thing you think about? You go online, you go on Facebook, and then when you click on a bag, somehow they have your contact that you've clicked on it, and then they keep showing you different brands.
Oh no, temptation.
Yeah.
But the good thing is I'm on Amazon, but I really don't understand how to use Amazon. I don't know. I just have some sentiments against Amazon. So I didn't fall into that.
Is with you.
Yeah, I didn't fall into that trap of Amazon all the time. But yeah, I did bought a couple of stuff, and but what really helped me was when I'm really bored and I feel like shopping, and I just take and I put it in the cart. I just keep putting them in the cart, you know. Oh, this is beautiful, in the cart. Then I look at the price, I'm like, oh yeah. Then I just close my phone and I put it down. So, and then when I come back again, when I come back again, I'm going through the list. I'm like, this is really not necessary. But I have this color. Yeah, but why do I? And then I just keep deleting, and then sometimes I just get really angry and I just delete everything. So I can say I spent I bought some couple of things, but what I really did this time was, I'm used to working. I'm used to waking up and doing stuff. So the first few days or few weeks were really
difficult,
torture for me. So what I did, I started painting. So I bought a lot of. I was always in Hornbach, Baumarkt, buying house stuff too, like paint or fixtures. I'm handy, so I fixed a lot of stuff myself.
Oh, okay, awesome. So I'll quickly read some questions or some comments people have sent in. We have Liz Gakenya. She said, since I cannot go window shopping, I've realized that I buy more food, although I hate cooking. So it's still all in the effort of shopping. So anything just to spend some money, just buy food, because that's the only thing you can buy. Someone else has also written and said, do you realize that your face mask, that's from Christopher, do you reuse your face masks, or do you change every time? Chris?
You know, so there are I don't change every time, to be honest. There are some you use and you dispose them, and there are some you use, you have to wash them and use them again, which for me, I prefer that one, that you have to wash and reuse them. Unlike there's one you buy for €1. You can't. So I call that one the emergency face mask. So emergency face mask, you just use it and dispose it. But the other one that you have to use, and sometimes it has to even match with what you are wearing. This one is you have to rewash this one. So for the emergency face mask, those ones they made those ones for you to dispose them.
Yeah. Now, about face masks, before I come to Hilary, I have a question for you, because someone has asked a question for you. And so let me ask you a question. In terms of face masks and stuff, people have improvised. Basically, I actually use a bandana. Is it safe to use a bandana, like a scarf kind of thing?
Yeah, scarf. Yeah.
So can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Is it okay? It's to me. Okay.
Yeah. So people have improvised. People use all sorts of things just in the name of the mask. I personally use a bandana, for my gym, and I put it over my face. I don't care, and people let me. In fact, I was going to Berlin and with my daughter, so I had the same thing on my face, but they wouldn't let me go into the aircraft with that. And luckily, I had a surgical mask in my bag, so I pulled it out. Is it safe to improvise? Has it got to be the ones that you guys use in the hospital?
Previously, when this pandemic hullabaloo started, we were all using all sorts of things, just as you mentioned. But we have come to a stage. We are in a pivot point. We are in a very big pivot point now, where all these things are no longer necessary, because we need a mask that protects yourself and protect your neighbor.
Exactly.
The public is still tolerating people that are using a surgical mask, which is still okay. That means you are protecting me, but you are not protecting yourself. Maybe that is the reason why you were not allowed to use it, because we are in a state of emergency. where you need to protect yourself, your family, and protect me, who is sitting by you. So the airlines are no longer allowing all this stuff like that. It is no longer. We are in a state of emergency. The world is in a pandemic, a very severe pandemic now. That is why it is like that. Yeah. Yeah.
So before we go into the B part of this evening, obviously talk about what is going to be our expectations for next year. I'm just going to ask it's going to be a quick fire question. Just one word answer for everyone. If you had to pick out a hero, doesn't matter who it is, it could be your friend or your daughter or your son or whoever it is, who's been your hero this past year? Just one word or one person or anything it would be. So, Chris.
Are you starting from me? Okay. Who has been my...
Why do I have to laugh?
In fact, I think I will say time. Just one word, time.
Time.
I've used my time for a lot of to discover so many things.
That's it. That's it. Hillary.
Who's been my hero?
Yeah.
I would say for me, it's really been my husband. Just the fact seeing that a lot of people had really hard time in this lockdown, being locked up with someone you don't want to be with. And it was really great to realize that you can have this friend and partner to discuss all your fears, because COVID also caused a lot of paranoia.
Yeah, exactly. It is. I know.
Oh, I have one question quickly.
Yes, go on.
I use the FFP2 mask. I just want to ask the medical guys.
Okay.
And it's because we are peaking here in Germany, in Cape Town.
Yeah.
So I actually wash it with soap and hang it. Is that actually a wise thing to do?
She said no.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Okay. All right then. Okay.
By the way,
I'll come back to you. Someone asked a question for you. So who's been your hero?
My hero is my son, because during this pandemic, actually, I was in I know I've been in this health sector for a very long time, but my son, during this pandemic, he was able to research and found out how cholera, the cholera pandemic, was found out that time by Robert Koch.
Yeah.
And during this time, I found, and I'm so happy that this little boy was able to find out these things on internet and showed it to me, and I'm so happy about this boy.
Yeah.
So he is my hero.
Awesome. Brazil, talk to us about your hero. Can you hear me? Brazil?
All right, ask someone else,
Okay. I think you can hear me now. So, all right. Christy.
Yeah, my hero, I must say, has been my daughter.
Okay, maybe later.
Okay.
Yeah, go on, Christy.
So she has been my daughter. She has done everything. She has mitgemacht. She did everything, like she's researching, she's giving me information, she's listening to the news and telling me what they told them in school and they didn't tell them. And yeah, she was really mitmachen. What's mitmachen in English? She really did everything together. Like, she was involved and still involved till now. And there are some information that she gives me and I'm wondering, from where did that come? And she said, I listened to it in the news, or I checked the internet, and so she has really been my hero.
So Brazil, back to you.
Who was really been my hero? I would say I would say the internet and my kids. I would say the internet because I've learned seriously a lot. I've learned a lot on the internet, some designing stuff, website designing stuff. Just go to YouTube, do some researches, and try to learn some new things. And my kids, they really keep me company, though they make so much noise, and you have to. Sometimes you can't even. Sometimes you can't even stay on the internet to get something. And but it's amazing. Was really amazing. Spending a lot of time with them.
All right. Okay. Great. Raymond.
Oh, it's very pretty.
I think
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Raymond. Go ahead.
With my microphone inside.
It's okay. Just tell us one word. Just one word will do.
I'm sorry, my daughter's disturbing. I'm sorry.
Okay, don't worry, I'll come back to you. Enhance.
Oh, yes. Mine, as of my heroes, has been my kids, my husband, and time. Yes, like me and my husband, we have been there like for each other, even during this pandemic time, like we always talk about everything. Maybe sometimes because I am the one that that listening to the news, like everything, because he's also working. So he has really been like also how will I say, like careful, dedicated, and understanding, And the reason why I said time is because I really discovered that I had a lot of time for like to do a lot of things, this during the pandemic time. So I'm really happy about that.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So Hillary, a question for you. So the question is, Hillary, how is the situation in South Africa now? Are you on lockdown like in Germany? Can you fly back easily into Germany?
Okay, the situation is we have hotspot areas.
Okay.
The Eastern Cape, which is about 900 kilometers from me. It's on hard lockdown, meaning since the beginning of December, the beaches were closed. They couldn't go to the beach. They had a curfew of 9 o'clock. And also in the Garden Route, in the Western Cape where I am, but the Garden Route, that's about between 150 to 300 k's from me. They also had that. But as of last week, the president decided to put us back to level 3, adjusted level 3, meaning that we cannot go to restaurants are closing at 8 now, but no on-site consumption of alcohol. All the liquor stores are closed. You cannot purchase alcohol until the 15th of January. And this is something he did a night before New Year's Eve. He said at 8 o'clock, effective and we are on a curfew from 9 till 5 in the morning. We have to be indoors. But the shopping centers are open. They are saying the beds are open. However, being in Cape Town, I've been noticing a lot of unfairness. As most of you know, Cape Town is like little Europe in Africa. All the pubs around me, I live around the Constantia northern suburbs, which is a predominantly white area. In this complex, we're the only black family. All the pubs around me where the white people are so packed, you will swear there was never corona. They're like in the end of London singing in pubs, but I find it unfair that they are not checked and controlled. Our president closed the taverns where black people do business selling alcohol. However, the wineries where the white people who have money already was allowed to stay open. So it's really frustrating because a tavern owner in the township, it's a single mom with 3 kids in high school, university. A winery is just another Rupert who's living on generational wealth. So, but flying back, yes, I can fly back. I need to register myself with the Einreiseramt in Germany. I'll have to do a corona test. If I don't, giving my residence status, I will be able to go back, but I have to be quarantined for 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, like for most of us who'll be working from home, who'll be lucky, because I work from home. That's why you see all this stuff behind me. So I would say that my wife and the kids, very supportive, because most times I need, to work in utter quiet, environment, because I talk to a lot of people and people who spend a lot of money with my company. So I need to, there has to be some level of professionality with, professionalism when I talk to them. So, I basically had to, come into their space and make them, sort of like, minimize the way they live, basically. And they've all coped with that, with all sense of love. And so my wife and my kids been my hero. Right. So we have a new person on here, Cynthia Ogbenuju. Nice to have you here. Love this pink scarf.
Hi.
We love that. So we will have you in on the second phase. So now, reflections. Talking about what our expectations are. Okay, 1st of January. When you look at the next 6 months, the first half, what do you see? What do you expect to happen? Brazil.
I would say, first of all, I'll tell you a story. Last year, 2019 December, I used to say, it's 2020. I'll give Wahala problem. And I knew it was a prosperous year and I'll strive, but when 2020 got in, 2020 gave me Wahala and problem in double. So now I would say I really don't want to mention how the year would look like because Corona is not yet finished. So I really don't see anything that's changing fast. You understand? But I do think that there will be some gradual changes and life will be slowly coming back to normal, but not the way we really expect. Not the way we really expect, but slowly, really slowly. So I advise everybody to not to just say, okay, 2020 will be a prosperous year. It will really be a very slow process.
So basically, we can't predict anything.
Yeah.
Okay, Cynthia, what do you think about next year? What do you expect to happen? First month.
This year.
Next year or this year?
Okay, this year. I'm way ahead. So this year, what do you expect to happen?
Yeah.
What are your expectations?
For me, let's say for me now, I am a student here studying in Germany. So I would say my expectations are I really don't know what to say because the corona has really affected us, most of us, especially students, because we find it difficult to, let's say, concentrate on studies because there's this low drive when you're studying online and then you don't have to attend lectures. The drive is really low, and then that's why most times, like for example, now we in my city here in Magdeburg, the school had to help us in such a way whereby for every course you fail, it will not be recorded for you because of the coronavirus period. Because students have this low drive in reading. Yes, so for every time you fail a course, it won't be recorded for you. It won't be on your transcript. So you have the opportunity to either retake it again the next semester. Yes, exactly. Yes. So for me, I would say I won't say it's actually a good thing because you also, for example, you might also study and then you don't get a good grade. For example, you get a 4 point, and when you get a 4 point, it brings your GP down. So that's not really a good thing. So also the coronavirus has also not been fair for we students because we find it difficult doing so many things exactly, and most times jobs also. For example, most of the students, most of our jobs, we have to stop because it's not all of us work online because we are just students. So we all can't work online. Yeah, so most of our jobs has to stop, and then the school had to find a way to maybe kind of how to help us and all. Yeah, but hopefully we are all praying that things get better so that we can actually return back to normal. Yeah, that's just it.
Okay, fine. Raheem, do you think we will go back to living our normal lives? Perhaps some point this year.
To be frank,
right? No.
Sorry, it's for Raymond. Sorry, it's for Raymond, not for you, Cynthia. Thank you so much.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah.
I actually hope we do, because I've been praying that things get back to normal, you know. I've got a lot of plans in my head going on, so I wish and I hope everything gets back to normal. But if you would ask me, I would say that I'm not so sure if we are going to get back to normal. It would be like the way every other virus have come to stay. So just like Ebola or any other disease out there, I believe.
But we've got over Ebola. We've got over all of these big viruses that came. So yeah.
Yeah, but I think up to date we still got cases of Ebola going on.
Yeah, but obviously it's under control. That's the point.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think?
I hope. I actually hope we get back to normal, you know. But I pray we do. But I'm not too sure. I'm really not too sure.
All right. So yeah, from a medical perspective, give us some hope. Give us some hope here.
There's gonna be a very good. We have a hope, because we shouldn't forget that there was Spanish flu, there were other pandemics many years ago, and people survived it. Of course, if there is a sickness or Ebola or whatever we are talking about, of course there are masses of humans that have to go into the grave, but still there are hopes. Now I know vaccines are introduced. Of course, they are raw materials. People are saying that they are raw materials. Even if they are raw materials, things have to improve on itself. Just like yellow fever. Yellow fever, there are many countries now, if you don't have a yellow fever passport, you are not allowed to enter any country.
Exactly.
So now, God being so good that the vaccine is here. I know there are skepticism that are being going about.
Around, exactly,
Genau. But then somebody must start from somewhere. Just like me, I have to start next week from somewhere to take the vaccine. Because if I have to wait for somebody who will go before me, so I have to just set the pace. Then another person will follow. So just as the yellow fever stuff of a thing, or cholera stuff of a thing has been, this is the same thing that our great-grandchildren are going to speak about, that my mother also took this, or my grandmother took this. And we are having a vaccine pass now. So the moment you have this pass, you are free to move around.
Okay.
Whatever they are talking about, please don't think about it. Just go, take the courage, go for whatever you want to take. So I have a hope that the world is going to be very good again. But now we have learned a lot that patience is good.
So quickly, thank you so much. Sorry, 1 second. I'll come back to you. Just from what Cynthia said, sorry we've lost her. She mentioned about the difficulties in being a student now, and Valdo has come in there and he has said that he finds it easy to study online, but most students, however, have problems with concentration. And Liz Gakena said that Zoom classes were, for me, a strange thing, basically, if I read that properly. And so people are saying, some long German word, I can't read that, for students up to 500 euros. I can't read that. So so basically, if I'm going to ask the same question, I'll come to you, Christy. What do you expect? What do you expect?
Actually, I'm not the New Year resolution type, because I just feel like most of us will make New Year resolution and then we still fall back. It's just a continuation of life, you know. It's just one day different and then
vicious cycle.
Yeah,
we always
exactly.
Say that,
And yeah, we just put time frame and put the year and everything. But if you look at it, really, it's like the same thing just going on. Yeah. I can say like in the Chinese, they celebrate their New Year in a different date and some other places. So what I'm trying to say is just like everything is like normal. So having said that, what I and every other person should think about is improving themselves, whether it's New Year or no New Year. As you go into the future, you try to improve yourself. So my take on that is I really think I'm thinking about how to improve myself. I want to improve myself. It's not about a New Year or no New Year thing. It's a process, you know. Spend less on irrelevant things. And improve my business.
Okay, awesome. Hillary.
Okay, expectations.
Yeah.
I don't really have much expectations because I feel like you can't have them. It's like New Year's resolution. Corona has shown us that you just have to go with the flow. But I just want to say we got used to the whole thing after 9/11. It's become a new norm to go to the airport 2 hours. We don't even speak about it. After HIV, people who are single, condoms are no more a question. So we do get used to these new norms.
I like that part.
At the beginning, it sounds like it's unbearable, but we have changed so much. I mean, like I said, in my time, and also secondly, for me, Corona actually took me out of my comfort space. Last year, for the first time, I translated a book from Xhosa to English because I needed to find other ways of doing more work because I couldn't go do my seminars. And I was shocked that I could still, work from Germany and translate someone's book from Cape Town who's writing in Xhosa to English.
Wow. Okay.
So I think we have to be honest, it was hard, but it took us out of our comfort zones. And we should use these challenges going forward, that's all I can say. Expectation, let's get used to it. Yes, there are theories going out there, but it's not about me. It's always about caring for the next person as well.
All right. So, Jens, I know you're quite busy with the kids. Are you okay to talk?
Yes, I can talk. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, when you look at family life, do you think personally, on a personal note, would you see any big change in the way you live or the way you would live this year? Or what would become a normal thing now that would not be normal last year?
For me, no, I don't really see it like that. I see everything as normal, it's like it has gotten used to everybody also. Like, now when you are going outside, you have to wear your mask. When you come in, wash your hands and all that, So I see it as a normal thing already, and we are also used to it. And I would say that I know that it will change. Things will change. Like we should like believe and trust in God and know that things will change for better. But for the now, we have to abide by the rules, like follow all the instructions that is given to us, so that we will all be healthy and live very happy and well.
Okay. Awesome. So meanwhile, the students are all on the chat. They're talking about the cost of doing online lessons, like the internet courses, the Zoom and everything. And people are saying that Liz said that one day she had no internet connection for 48 hours, no internet. So obviously, that would impact her not following her lessons at uni. And so that's another thing as well. That's the side things that we should look at as well. People who work from home, because I need a steady supply of strong internet, broadband level service to do my work effectively. So All these things have cost. But the thing I want us to draw our mind to now is, at the end of the day, we're all African.
Yeah.
You know, we might have acquired the German citizenship or whatever it is. We might have plans to stay here, you know, for the long term. But at the end of the day, we're still Africans. Looking back home, do you think that our people back home, that they have really understood what this is? Because from the feeling I get, or the impression I get from home, Nigeria, is that people do not take this pandemic serious.
Serious, yeah.
You know, there's a whole lot of theories that they have in their head that it's really impacting how they take care of themselves. My question is this: Brazil, do you think that at some point that people back home will realize that this is a very serious thing, that they need to start taking care of themselves?
I would say it depends on the sensitization program. You understand? I think we are not doing enough to sensitize our local population.
Yeah.
We're not doing enough to sensitize them, because
I mean, to educate them, for them to know what's going on.
Yeah, about the COVID. About the COVID-19.
Yeah,
we have to sensitize them more, because now you see that in Africa, let's say okay, this December period, the musicians here, let's say abroad, are not holding these crowded shows or stuff. But you go back to Africa, they are doing crowded shows in my country. In my country, Southern Cameroon, they are still going to bars, doing shows and stuff like that. So I just stand and I look, is this COVID-19 not in Africa or something? You would ask yourself that question, and you can't help but think that after a long, what if one person in that show had COVID-19? After a long while, how many people must have been affected? It's really crazy. So we have to do more to sensitize them, especially the government. I think the government is not doing too much.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I just want to reply to Brazil. With all fairness, you cannot say they are having these concerts because they are not taking COVID serious. In South Africa and also in the Western world, people are actually getting what you call relief funds. They are being financed, you know, so it's not them not, it's like, which one is the worst pandemic? Letting my children die from hunger, watching them, or the COVID thing. So I don't think people are actually being oblivious to this, but we're talking about people who have to sit and receive nothing. Like I said, in South Africa, they gave them this relief fund. Yes, there was also a bit of problems, but some actors, some musicians can afford to stay at home because the government is giving them something. But the other problem is we also have our own leaders, like in South Africa, a whole minister going out and using that Christian theory that people shouldn't take vaccines because it's a 666 sign of a beast. He's a minister in parliament, a justice. And can you imagine how many people are going to follow him? Because they think, so this is a problem we have in Africa. So I think if we're going to blame Nigerians, let's not say they are oblivious. But at the end of the day, a parent's duty is to put bread on the table.
Obviously, yeah. Because, like,
I understand.
You know, like the issue is, like, you know, here in the Western world, there's a lot of assistance connected to people, families and businesses to sustain them. But back home, people don't have that opportunity, so they are forced to, you know, go out and, you know, put food on the table because they have families to take care of. Chris, in your own having heard all this, do you think there is a way forward for Africa in terms of, in a way, to make sure that, you know, they sustain people, or to make sure that this does not go beyond our control.
Yeah, I will have to add something to what our sister said. That the pandemic, people are aware. Okay, there's this deadly virus.
Yeah.
Like cases in Africa. Let me use Nigeria for instance. I spoke to some people about COVID some time ago. Like, I hope you are keeping safe. They said, keep safe for what? For what? Because I can't stay at home because they said there's a COVID outside and I have hunger inside. So if the COVID is outside, it is better for me to risk myself to go out there and look for what to eat than to stay and wait for what I don't know and die inside. So this is one thing. Unlike in the Western world, the people are home and most of the governments are making provision of what people will eat. But in our case, it's a different ball game. If you see what happened in Nigeria, the food that was meant for COVID, that was supposed to be shared to people during COVID, they locked those food out there in the warehouse and it was not shared among these people. So if I am in their shoe, I would think same way. That's the truth, because they told you something is flying on you, what you can't see is killing people, and the hunger is going to kill you. So you won't wait and watch yourself, your wife, or your children crying of food or something because they said something is killing people out there. So this is the problem we have, and thereabout they act like they never or will believe that this thing exists. So our problem in Africa is not only because they don't believe, but sometimes there are more problems that you see that will be bigger than the current problem that you are into. So you want to face the bigger one. So hunger is a bigger problem. And this is, in fact, that one is a more deadly disease. That's because most of the people out there in Africa, they feed themselves on a daily basis. If you don't go out there and walk, you won't eat. Every day, you have to go out there every day and walk. There's no way you can get salary at the end of the month or get help from anybody. It's only when you go out there and hustle. Every day you must do that. So how do you expect those kind of people to survive? So this is the problem in Africa. Not like they are not aware or that it's deadly or something, but they feel there's another deadly virus that will kill them. Even when they decide to run from this one, another one will kill them inside. So that's my take.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Thanks for that. So I saw you. She can't hear. What's she thinking? I saw you shaking your head when I think something was bothering you about, or you were reflecting on something.
No, I was zustimmung. Ich habe zugestimmt, was I was.
You agreed to what he said.
I agreed to what he was saying. That the same proverb in my language that the rat said that it is better to eat poison and die than to die from hunger. So he said the same thing. That was what I was saying.
Funny woman.
I think, from my opinion, I think the reason why the African leaders have not really tried to be very serious with implementing a lockdown or no movement thing because they have no solution. If you're going to stop people from moving around, are you going to provide food for them to eat? Mm-hmm. So the government doesn't do anything. Like Chris just mentioned, in our country, they had palliatives. The government imported enough food to sustain people. These foods were imported, stored in warehouses, but were never distributed. It took a riot. People had to break into these warehouses and take this food. Now you begin to wonder, where are we heading to? Where are we heading to? So you come to think about this. If like every day we get reports on the figures and the numbers and the indexes, how many people are infected, cured, and everything from here. We know we can give you a rough figure about what's happening in Germany or across Europe. Okay, we get figures from Africa, from countries like Nigeria and everything. How sure are we? Like they're saying, like only 1,800 people have died in Nigeria for COVID. How sure are we about that? How did they get those figures? So I think that there's a lot of problem. It's not just about the government not being able to sustain the population or being able to protect them. It's just that they don't have any idea what to do. And we just hope that at some point, you know, and another thing also is all these vaccinations, these things they're bringing out now, you know, some of them we understand need certain situation for logistics, need to be taken out in very cold conditions or very cold environment. Do we have the infrastructures to make that happen? So even if they want to vaccinate people in Africa, okay, some countries like South Africa, maybe Nigeria, maybe some Northern African countries, maybe some countries here and there, Cameroon, Gabon, they can afford to do that to an extent. But how about other countries that can't afford to do that? Do they let them all die? So it's an issue that it is not just an African thing to deal with. I think to some extent, to some point, Africa would need to solicit help from the European Union or from the UN or whatever to help us out, because, you know, like I mentioned, at some point, and we have to, everyone has to get this vaccine.
Can I add something, please?
Yes, please.
So, because I've been like, it's like you've not been seeing me. So I would like to say.
Sorry, Chris. I didn't say that.
Yeah, I would like to say something. We have a lot of factors that makes it the way. What's his name? Brazil said. I think so. Yeah, that the people in Africa, they really don't care too much about the virus. First of all, before we even travel down to Africa, we should talk about ourselves here. We blacks here, most of us don't really believe in it. That's the truth of the matter. During the peak of this thing, a lot of people were still doing parties. And when they invite you for party and you say you are not going, then they laugh at you. They're like, oh, you're doing too much. Oh, don't act like so white, you know? And churches were still going on. They tell you, you know, it's God. So we're talking about people that are here, that are seeing it every day. It's happening, but we still don't put caution into the air. So back to Africa, like I said, there are a lot of factors affecting the people there. One, doubt. They say people are dying. Here in Germany, we're seeing the numbers, we're seeing people, we know people that are infected with the coronavirus, or we know people that knows someone else, you understand? But in Africa, they've never seen anybody. It's like somebody died in Tubashbu, using Nigeria. Somebody died in Abuja, or they got 5 cases in Lagos. And I'm in Edo State, or I'm in the village. You understand me? So doubt is also one of it. Yeah. And this boils down to gene too. There's this thing that we are Africans. We cannot be sick of white man's sickness. It's the white man or the people that are abroad sickness. So they have that too as a factor. Then another thing again is education. Most people are not educated. You understand? They are not. I'm not talking about university education. I'm talking about most people are not educated about this virus, how it's being transmitted. If you call a woman, your grandmother in the village, and ask, they tell you what is virus, what is COVID. There were different names, COVID, COVID, different names. Like, what are you talking about? They really don't know. All they just know is that there's a sickness abroad. You know, so and you won't blame them because they don't see this sickness. They've not seen people sick. Unlike Ebola, when it was happening, people were seeing people physically sick, so they took it seriously. But in this case, it's not. Another thing I would like to say is religion. Our religious leaders are not helping us at all. When I'm talking, I'm trying to narrow down to Nigeria because I'm Nigerian. But I know most West African countries will also behave that way. The pastors, because they are so crooked and they want money. I'm sorry to any person that idolizes pastor here. I don't. The pastors are so crooked that they want money by all means. So they don't care if you come to the church, they preach whatever will make you come to the church to pay that offering. Do you know that even when there was lockdown, forceful lockdown, some pastors were doing online offering? So this is another really, and we are very, very religious in Africa. So the pastors, they know this, they hold on our insecurity and dwell on it and use it to profit themselves. Then the politics, there were politics going on. People were not sick, but because our leaders felt that there would be aids allocated to countries, whether financially or whatever, they were falsifying sick people, you know, like this person is sick or that is sick. But when they said, and it was only the rich politicians that were always sick. The common men were not sick. It was the politicians. And the politicians, when they're sick, their wives are never infected. Their maids, their workers, their drivers that they drive with every day, their personal assistants, they're never sick. So they were politicizing this thing just to, maybe there will be money from UNICEF distributed to countries that are infected. So, and this is another thing, because the first time people were trying to believe that there was a corona. But when they realized that it was politics, they were playing more of the politics. And imagine, you know, in Africa, we cluster, we don't have social distancing. And then, 2 months ago, they tell you 300 people were infected. And after like 2 weeks or 1 month, going to market, we cluster in market, we sleep together in the same room, we do things. We don't know what is social distancing, it's just our culture. Yeah. And then 2 weeks after, they still tell you 305 people has been infected. How does that work? I mean, do the math. So fine, maybe some people were sick, but it was being politicized. Then another thing is accounting. We don't take accounting in Africa. Here, they account everything. This is sick, that is sick. They write it down, the number, the name, and everything. In Africa, we don't do this. Even when the health minister went to the hospital, when they say he's going to see the sick people, all they were showing were empty beds, and they were like, this is the corona unit, and it's empty beds. So how do you expect a layman that wants to eat, because you're not providing anything? We are hungry. How do you expect such person to be at home? And even if they feel like, okay, let's try to like stay at home and try to do things or try to give social distancing, but they believe, they are not convinced about it. And now we're talking about the vaccine, and a lot of people are still saying it's Bill Gates trying to input chips into people's body. You know, this also come back to propaganda and all this plenty. So we have a lot of factors that are really affecting us in Africa. It's not just hunger.
I just hope, Chris. Thank you so much for your input. I think with some level of education and information, people need to be educated on this thing. Maybe there will be a change. Hopefully, by God's grace, we'll have a change in this.
And starting from us here in Europe, because not most of us, some of us don't believe it out. I know what I'm talking about. When there's gathering and you put on a mask, they go like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Like, we're Africans. No, this does not affect us. So we are the people living in the middle of the pandemic. If we are not convinced ourselves, how do we convince people that are in Africa? How do we educate them?
Yeah, true.
Thank you.
True. I obviously don't have a word to say that. Probably yes. Yes, Raymond, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, it has to do with this the new COVID variant that we are all aware about. I don't know. My question is the vaccine we're talking about right now, is it effective to the new COVID variant that's going about all over the world right now?
Okay, quickly, Raheem, let me just come in quickly. Yeah, obviously we're all trying to express our opinion, but let us also be aware that whatever we say here is being guided by some regulations. So we are not, we cannot be talking about vaccinations and how strong they are or how good they are. So we would nicely avoid any question that would lead us into that kind of thing, because we are not experts. in that.
Yeah. So let me quickly jump in here.
So
yes, Chris.
Like
I was
we're talking
about our ideas, what we think about.
Yes. I understand you. Yes. Yes, Chris.
Okay. Yeah. I say okay. We shouldn't forget one of the major reasons why we are here. I want to quickly ask this question. Like, so since the lockdown during this celebration period, so how have we been coping? How did you enjoy yourself? Usually, like today is supposed to be a day that we have fun. So how did you enjoy yourself? Like yesterday, I won't lie to you. I was playing music very loud, very, very loud. I have to enjoy myself because, you know, you have to play it loud and feel like you are more than 1,000 people even when you're alone, when you play it loud. But when you play it so low, you feel lonely and bored. But when it's so loud, it makes you feel like you're in the club, somewhere, you're with people, you're dancing, so that is how I enjoy myself. I want to know how you two enjoy your day despite the lockdown.
Let me come in there. Sorry for Hilary, sorry for cutting in there. But I think the New Year, I mean, like celebrations in terms of Christmas and New Year, right? I don't know about anywhere else, but I know in Europe, even maybe in the US, it's a lot easier. But it has always been an indoor thing. People do it indoor more than outdoor. You might have a few friends come over.
Okay.
We personally, in my house, my family here, it was the same thing. The same thing. Christmas lunch, New Year's dinner, and the same music. So I think on my side, nothing really changed, unless anyone else has something else. Hilary, do you want to say something yet?
Yeah. No, in Cape Town, it's been depressing. It's today, traditionally in South Africa, since I was a kid, everybody goes to the beach.
Wow, okay.
And now the president has closed the beaches. You cannot go to the beach. You will be arrested. You will be paying an equivalent of 150 Rand fine or more, you know. So it's really been depressing for us. It is summer, and a lot of South Africans are actually starting to entertain the conspiracy theory saying, why are we locked down in the summer? In Europe, people had a beautiful summer. We have been locked down, you know. So, yeah, it's depressing in a sense that my friend lives in front of the beach. He goes on the balcony. He's on the beach. He can't put his foot there.
At least he has the front row view.
Yeah, but he can't put his foot there. So it's really, really depressing to be here in the summer, and you can't go up the mountain, you can't go hiking, you can't go to Robben Island.
Okay.
That's
somewhere I really like to go to, Robben Island. I really want to go there. Yes. So go ahead.
So it is frustrating in that sense, and to a point where it leads a lot of our Black people, because they don't have other ways of fun, people living in townships, you know, going to the beach would be like the most affordable. You can pack your own food and go out there. Our people don't do restaurants like whites because it's expensive.
Yeah.
Now the restaurants are open, so this leads to them saying, you know what, let's break the law, get some illegal alcohol in the township, gather around, drink, because what can we do?
All right. Okay, guys, very quickly. So obviously, so very quickly, because we have some two new guys here. I'd like them to contribute as well. Sorry, we have Julius Caesar. We'll come to you in a minute. Sorry, go on, Soya. Just tell us what you...
No, that's my brother. Julius is my brother. He just came in. Yeah.
Okay. So
it's not my lemma.
That one is cantankerous. Okay. Yeah. What do you want to say before we go to Julius?
I'm saying that for the past 9 years, I used to work every Christmas. Then I like to enjoy this New Year's Eve. But yesterday was really a trauma. So what I did was that I dressed myself very well in a very white robe. And then I decorated a table. Unfortunately, I was not able to see my son. So I celebrated it. I drank a lot of stuffs and I danced to the best African music.
Wow.
And this was how I kick off the depression of today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hence, you're laughing. We'll come to you in a minute. Julius, talk to us.
Good evening to everybody.
You are here, you.
Yeah. And I'm very excited about the topic, but my wish is, I don't know, we are discussing it here, but it really affects our people back at home. For instance, I was watching a program last 2 or 3 days, and then I've realized that there were many people at beach in Ghana. That was Christmas Day. So I was asking, what's happening? And they were without masks. But I realized that we just had our elections, and during the election, there were a lot of campaigns. So I was discussing with one of my friends that, see what is happening. The government cannot take any action because there were a lot of rallies, and they have organized that. And now people at the beach, what will they do, or what can they say against that? So I've agreed. One of my sister was elaborating some.
Julius, was quickly, right? Julius, quickly, yeah?
Yeah.
Not to cut you short, but we're actually talking about what you did. How did you celebrate the New Year?
Oh,
that was
sorry.
a question. Yeah, sorry about that.
The New Year, I was at home, but I had the opportunity to be with Sister Solis after the Christmas.
Okay, you want to eat free food.
He was with me.
To eat free food. Okay, well done.
Free food.
What did you cook? That'll be the question.
We cooked Ghana food. And Nigeria food. And he couldn't eat Nigeria food.
Really? Which one? Jollof rice. Let's not start with jollof rice.
We cook jollof rice, and I cook ogbonna soup, and he couldn't eat it because he liked Ghana food.
Okay. All right. Nice one. So, what did you do?
This was the boring New Year ever. We were at home. I cooked jollof rice with cow leg sauce. Me, my husband, and the children. We ate.
What does it
and now we played music, and now everybody is sleeping, apart from my last baby and me.
Christy, how was it?
Yeah, good. Yeah, actually cooked. You're talking about Christmas or New Year?
New Year, maybe New Year better.
New Year. Yeah, we did the raclette, and and made the online party with some of my friends.
Okay.
It was nice.
Nice.
Okay, good. My wife is trying to bring up an argument with jollof rice.
Please, don't cause swallow.
I will not be drawn into that argument. Not today. Not me. Not me. This is the wrongest time. I won't be drawn into that argument. Nigeria jollof. I fought that war right from school to university to I wouldn't fight that war anymore. Okay, so I don't know. Closing note. We have had a very lovely evening. We've had a lot of people contributing via the chats and via sending their opinion over the chat. And sorry we're not able to attend to all of them. And some people came on and we couldn't talk to them and they left, or maybe they lost connection, or they had to do something else. But on the closing note, way forward. Aren't we happy that we are in a situation, that we're in a country that has taken care of us? Are we not, given the situation, are we not happy that we are in the place that we are being taken care of?
We are blessed, not lucky even. Blessed.
Yeah.
Christy,
what do you want to say?
Yeah, I want to say we are very happy and fortunate to be in a country where the state works and they take care of their citizens and all that. Yeah, but another thing I would like to say is we should. I'm just trying to put this so I don't get into trouble. I realize also try to improve ourselves, because like in the States, they don't get fine, they get like we do too, but you can, like German society really takes care of its folks, and like in Africa, the people, they take care of themselves. So people tend to get really, really lazy, or no longer focused, or no longer ambitious, because we have all these things. And that is not luck on their side. When they look at the opportunity cost of just being lucky, on the other side is no luck, So yes, we are being lucky, but we should try as much as possible to also improve ourselves, and then try to know that your limit stops where the person you're depending on, where his limits stops.
Yeah, awesome. Right. So Chris, closing note.
Okay. We are relaxed. We are closing. I want to quickly use this opportunity to. I can see a message. I want to use this opportunity to thank every one of you for this time. In fact, I think the supposed boring season. Yeah, I had fun meeting you guys today, talking from different angles of life. So I think it's a serious time, and I hope to do this again. Some other time we can always do this and come together, share ideas, and I learn from you, and I learn from you. I learn from you, because I don't think I have anything that you learn from me.
Okay. People are here on the chat section talking about all sorts of benefits they get. They flaky people are talking about how much they get, and the students and everything is
we'll talk about that some other time.
So
So that should be a different discussion. And quickly, I want to quickly apologize to those that were trying to join, and it was full. So I'm sorry, because I know a lot of people were trying to join, but we couldn't get space for all of them.
Yeah. Okay. Julius, do you want to say bye quickly? Hilary, I'll come to you 1 second. Julius, do you want to say anything quickly? Just closing notes.
I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity to be part of this discussion, and I hope to be among next time.
We'll do it again. I will let you know. Hands.
It was really fun. I enjoyed the talk. I learned also a lot from everyone, I would also like to do it again, although I'm a bit shy, but maybe next time I won't be shy. I love laughing. You see the way I was laughing. Yes, I'm number one in that.
Okay. Hilary?
First of all, to the two medical professionals, I just want to say I want to thank them so much for risking their lives for others, and I'm really appreciative. And the other thing as well, this was great, and I'm grateful to be part of the group. And what I would love to see going forward, we started this a few years back in Munich, where when we had this problem with xenophobia, where South Africans collaborated with Nigerians. And what I would like to see going forward as well is that, we have different Stammtisches of different countries. Maybe once a year we should do a collaboration and see that what are different countries in the diaspora doing in terms of, like this enlightenment we need to give our people about Corona, various things. So I think maybe sometimes we need to tap into different people in the diaspora from different countries and see what is it. It's good to blame our governments, but I still believe we in the diaspora, we can actually do a lot towards our countries. I know people have personal charities they contribute to, but I think also sharing ideas and knowing, not just depending on mainstream media telling us news about our countries. I think we also need to have our eyes and ears on the ground and, share things, because it was by us coming together with some Nigerians to make them see that the so-called xenophobia, it's also a force behind that has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
And when we work together, we can actually work and live together in peace, and not believing everything mainstream media feeds us. Look at the last xenophobia pictures where you had all these buildings in India, people flying out, and everybody went out there believing it's in South Africa, you know. So I think, as Christy talked about, education, not just about formal university education.
Yeah.
I think we really need to use this opportunity where we have a voice in the diaspora to educate each other and share experiences. Yeah. That will be me, and I wish everybody a really prosperous new year, whatever it holds.
Thank you.
Wish for the best.
Chris,
I think you said something, right? So we don't need to go back to you, right? You've said something already.
No, I'm done, yeah.
No, I'm saying Christy, sorry. I think
sometimes confusing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because Chris and Christy. So, Christy, have you said something already, or do we just wrap up?
Okay, I would just say I'm very honored to be in midst of people like you, the medical practitioners. I like to say thank you. It's not easy. If I were into the medical profession, maybe I would have resigned or something, because I feel like so you guys are really tough. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, right. This is my first time of doing something like this, but I really enjoyed it, and then I would to do it some other time. And really, really honored to be among people like you.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. I am really honored to be in your presence, having shared this platform with you. Chris, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. Hence, we love you so much. Thank you for contributing all the time. Christy,
thank you
so much. Hillary.
Thank you, guys.
Good night,
I'll
everyone.
keep you updated with my trip. I'll keep your wife updated with my trip coming back. And
thank you all those joining us from the comment section.
Mr. Chris, good night.
Right? And
also everybody, and do have a wonderful night.
Okay, keep contributing.
And prosperous new year.
Yep. Thank you so much, and have a lovely night ahead. Good night.
Bye.
Yeah, and Ian, thank you for your smile. You kept us not depressed.
Thank you, too.
Thank you so much. It's all you. Thank you so much, and have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.